Hi, welcome to another episode of Dr. Doc. Over the weekend, I watched another series by HBO on Hotstar called McMillions, and it turned out to be one hell of a show. And I'm going to be talking about some of the things that I noticed and why I feel you guys should also watch this series. So let's jump straight into the. Okay, so McMillions is a show about a scheme that was run by McDonald's way back in the late 80s, between 87 to 1990 to be precise, where they used to give out some stickers along with whatever purchase you made with McDonald's, and you could redeem that sticker for prices which were as small as a free meal or a free drink to a car or millions of dollars. So these stickers were part of a huge scam that was unraveled by the FBI, which was running investigations into how the scam was sort of perpetrated. And the documentary essentially follows how these FBI agents found out that someone was running a scam. It wasn't McDonald's. Actually, McDonald's helped FBI throughout their investigation, and they wanted to figure out how they were getting scammed, basically. So they figured out that someone was scamming them, siphoning off all these stickers that were destined to go into the hands of winners. So these stickers were specifically stolen. They could predict which sticker would win the moolah, and the person who was spearheading this scam, basically, he collected these stickers or whatever and gave it to people he knew so that he could get a percentage, and he would get the money essentially and then pay the person a certain percentage. I'm just dumbing it down for everyone. Once you watch the show, you will know exactly how this operation was conducted, and essentially how the FBI got to know and what kind of tactics they used to sort of remove the curtains and show the world what was happening. So I think essentially what sort of bedazzled me, to say the least, was the treatment of the entire show. The show was actually directed by two directors, Brian David Lazat and James Lee Hernandez. Now, the reason I'm talking about the directors first off is because the way they've used the interviewees, their own views about what happened, and at the same time presenting the facts of the case essentially. It results in an amazing amalgamation of both the comical factors of what happened and at the same time the serious consequences of something like this, because a lot of people were definitely affected. Because there was one person spearheading the entire thing. He was actually part of the marketing team that was responsible for carrying out this entire promotional scheme. Basically, they were in charge of hiring the vendors to print the tickets, to put together the entire campaign, and at the same time ensure that everything is sealed and locked, and there was an absolute belief in the process of randomization in the distribution of the stickers or the tickets or whatever. So that definitely was entrusted on this person, and he had access to a lot of people in the underground world, and he put together a lot of people from his family as well, and he told that, okay, I'm gonna steal these tickets and I'm gonna give it to you. You basically go to McDonald's and say, hey, I won this ticket when I bought a meal from your place, and I'm a winner, so I need to get the prize. So now McDonald's has no way of sort of figuring out whether it's stolen or an actual legit ticket. So they used to give the prize money. So this money essentially used to go to the person who was spearheading the entire scam, and he used to give a cut to the person who helped him. So one part, essentially most of the documentary focuses on this. Then there are the FBI investigators who, there's one really funny chap who was interviewed, who was heading the FBI team investigating into this case. His name is Doug Matthews. So his entire outlook is very comical, but at the same time he is a brilliant agent, to say the least. uh, and the When you look at things through his eyes, you could see a very comical aspect in the way things were being run. The boss, who was sort of given a moniker of Uncle Jerry, if I'm not wrong, so he was doing a lot of he was playing a lot of games within the scam itself with his family members and all that. And you could see that it wasn't exactly planned, but somehow it all worked out. And even though, I mean, at the end he was caught, there was a lot of funny series of events. So there's that aspect, the comical aspect. And then there are the people who actually were given the tickets and told to claim the prize, and they were told that, okay, you know what, you help me do this, you just lie for me, you're part of the family, you will get a cut definitely. But at the same time, towards the end, when they do get caught, these guys are the ones, the smaller people, part of the scam, who were actually caught. And like, some of them, I think, were put on trial also, if I'm not wrong. So the smaller players are always the ones who are supposed to be sacrificed, if it comes to it. So there's that aspect as well, where people's lives were destroyed, that the nightmare of the scam is always haunting them. So it is brilliantly put together. It follows a logical series of events. Both the directors were sort of able to put their own fascination for the case itself into a brilliant series of episodes. So you could see that they have done their research, and they have sort of talked to everyone who were responsible on both sides, both the FBI and the scamsters. This is definitely a big recommendation from my side. Everyone should watch this, because it is a true crime documentary, but at the same time, it doesn't involve any violent crime. This is a financial scam, definitely, but it isn't as big as something like the 2008 financial crisis, where, okay, that wasn't a scam, but at the end of the day, the scale was very low. I think this scam was cost McDonald's about $24 million, which is, if you look at it in the large scale, a small amount of money. So when it comes to something like this, and there's just one guy who was sort of looking after the entire thing, you see the funny side of things, especially the way it's been presented in McMillions. But I feel that everyone should watch this show just to see the power of interviews, but at the same time, the power of good research, even if it was a small case in the eyes of FBI in the larger scheme of things. Going into the details, following the trail of events, it's a good example if you want to sort of simplify it and understand the art of documentary filmmaking. So it is definitely a big recommendation from my side. You can catch it on Hotstar. I think you can, if you have a HBO subscription, if you're one of those people, then definitely you can watch it directly. But yeah, huge recommendation from my side. And HBO is always, they are brilliant at producing what they do. So I mean, HBO, right? They are the best in the business. So yes. So this was another episode of Dr. Doc. This week's recommendation was McMillions. I'm gonna come on next week with another recommendation. I'll try to sort of bring in more podcasts into the episodes and recommend one or two for you guys. So thank you for watching as always, and please engage as much as possible. Like, share, comment, and please engage with my content as much as possible. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and see you next week while I go and figure out what to watch or listen to next. Bye.